What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our market analysis for the Digimon TCG. Like we do every Friday, we're going to talk about card prices, how things are going with the meta, how things are changing, what's good to buy, what's going down in price, and what's climbing, and what you might want to sell right now. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some cards and see how things are going. The meta is not changing that much right now. I expect there to be massive changes come this week. Because this is going to be our first regionals after the ban list. So we're going to have the ban list. We're going to have our new regionals, the first one of the first regionals for the year, because Worlds took up most of March, and we're going to see a lot of different things change, especially now with the ban list being implemented, and we're going to see even more changes through the month of April as we get BT21. So this is kind of like a holdover. Things are changing a little bit, but not as drastically as they could, but we're seeing some things go up, some things fluctuate. But let's get into it and talk about what the cards we have today for you guys. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, we're starting with Purple Hybrid because we did Duskmon last week and he was going down, but look at Velgramon. Look, he just fell off a cliff. Velgramon was always a little bit lower. $5-10 less than Duskmon, but yeah, Duskmon's dropped like $10. Velgramon's dropped by like half, so 50% of its value. So you can see people are getting ready to ditch Purple Hybrid because they just don't think it's going to have what it takes next format to be as competitive with the hits that this deck got. As well, here we're looking at fighter modes, more so blue-green versus red-purple. Here, even the low pull rates are kind of on par with each other a little bit, although the market price on this one's higher. But you can see they're pretty even. $21 for Imperial One Fighter Mode Ace, and $20 to $22 for the Imperial Fighter Mode Ace from BT20. So pretty close. So whichever Imperial Digimon deck you want to build, I mean, you're probably paying a little bit for both of them, although you do have cards in each of them that are expensive. You got Davis Ken and Paeldramon in the one deck, and you got Dino B and Shadramon in the other deck, plus a slew of other cards. We won't get into that right now, but as they're pretty even in terms of the fighter mode. So do with that as you will. Again, Owen's still seeing an increase here, still showing up at $20 because there's not many copies, but that had climbed from most recent sale is $20, so that's the price, guys. Even if the market is around $5, it is higher market than last week though, because it was still showing $20. No one had bought any at $20, but we were showing the market price of it was just like $1 or $2. So this has gone up, just like the price of it's gone up. I'm glad I got these way early, and I actually had an extra one that I sold for about $8 or $9 because I wasn't going to charge somebody $20 for it. Shoto Kazuma, the alternate art from BT20, does see some play in the Zephygamon deck that topped. This basically helps you get to your other Shoto. So as he's not expensive as the other Shoto, the Shoto that is still showing decent prices even after the limited hit with Mother. This guy here hasn't seen really an uptick either. He's still down around $5 to $7, and it's cheap, so easy to get 2 copies of this alt. And there's tons of copies on the market. So yeah, and they're seeing play in the deck. Another card that is seeing play in the deck is the new Zephygamon Ace. This right here is the alternate art, $15. So it's very affordable right now, and even like the regular is only $6. So if you're looking at Vortex Warriors, yeah, why not? Not so much this. Alphamon or Yukon Ace. I wasn't sure if this card was going to be really good in its own deck, but it is very good in Royal Knights, and so we're seeing price increase here. Seeing it did go down a bunch when it came out, and then it came back up, cooled off a little bit, and then has a slow increase here. So if this card, if Royal Knights continues to do good in this format, You can see this get up to like 35, so might be the time to buy if you're looking to build right now. Otherwise, I would say wait a little bit and then sell. Because you got one, you get a buyout, you're up at $40 there, right there. So not bad, not bad. Of course, we got King Drazel, the egg, $37. This is kind of where it was in BT13. So it's funny, it's climbed right back up. It was down around the 20s, and then it climbed right back up to kind of where it was sitting, all around the BT13 kind of early BT14 format. So back, you need this for. I mean, obviously you don't need to buy the alternate art. We look here, it's $4 or $5 for the Digi Egg, which is still a great price for a super from it's almost a 10 sets old now, really, with BT21, so at least 8 sets old now. So yeah. Talmon Ace, with Talmon Loop getting hit. I expected this card to go down. You can see, it was up around 40, and then it just slooped down here. And yeah, we've had a little bit of a bump. I think that was before the ban list, and now it's kind of flatlined at around $18. Still good because Sakuyamon actually did well at Worlds. So I mean, I think it would probably have gone down further had this card not been at least a one of in the Sakuyamon deck, and that's probably why it hasn't lost all its value. Of course, Digimon X-Antibody, on the other hand, has climbed because of its success at Worlds. And you can see right there, it just kind of came back up. It was closer, $15, and now we're back over 20. So I think this is where this card sits, as long as it's seeing maybe like 1 or 2 tops every now and then. And there's lots of copies around that price, so I don't think it'll go up very soon. The other card too is all of the plugins, and we're mostly looking at the foil plugins because the other stuff's just commons. But you have plugin P, which was from a update pack back in the day. I think it was from one of the EX5 packs, if I'm correct. So this one's kind of expensive here, $15 to $20. This is one of the most important ones, and the Digivolution plug, you can see reflected in their prices, $30 for this, whereas the jamming and the security attack plugs are around just around $10 to $20. Because in the deck I talked about the topped, it only played this and this. It didn't play any of the other two, so that was interesting. And of course, no one ever plays that, so that's why that's dirt cheap. So yeah. I wouldn't buy these packs because it's 1 card per pack, and so one. Yeah, I think it's 1 card per pack, and you're not, you have 6 cards to try and get one of these. So I'd just maybe buy these, unless you can get a really good deal on a lot of these. But yeah, there's the plugins there. Another deck that's getting hype is new Shine Greymon support. Of course, as always, we have the Rise Gray, the Ultimate Cup one. This card's seeing an increase in price. This was down around $100. Now, 110, 120, 130. There's not many copies, going for 170. I'm glad I got my copies at $100. I won 2, and then I got my other 2 for right around $100. So I'm glad I picked those up right away and didn't wait, because it could have been bad. Basically, it could have been really bad. And now the price is crazy, and some of that's probably due to hype. This card not getting hyped so much. I mean, it's at least a 2 or 3 of in the deck at all times. So we'll have to wait and see how good it is in the new format for the new deck in BT21. But yeah, it was holding around 40, 45, and then it's dropped a bit, dropped about $5. So it's not seeing the same kind of increase. And there's a bunch of copies for it. So I don't see a buyout anytime soon. But I could be wrong. You have the good old doggo of Leviamon of the 7 Deadly Sins. This card, its own deck, is really competitive, and in 7 Deadly Sins, it's really, really good, and it's kind of fluctuates all the time. And this card, you can see it's kind of gone down slowly. This deck is always a deck that kind of at least takes 1 or 2 tops, at an event usually, or every second event. But you can see the waning, popularity of it here until February, and then now it's starting to have a pickup again because this deck is still good. Nothing in it was really touched, so it continued to do its shenanigans into the new format, into BT21. So you can see a little bit of a resurgence of pickup there. And I mean, you look at the other things, the prices, the super version of it is 10 to 12, which is still a pretty good super price. You get Digimon X-Antibody, that one's $20 as well. $5 for the regular, and then $5 for the alt from EX6. I mean, the ones you want is pretty much this one and this one. But yeah, it's not doing bad. Not a bad card to pick up right now, honestly. It's always a decent deck to take to a tournament. Ruin Mode. I think Ruin Mode might see a resurgence. I mean, there's a lot of decks like Imperial Dramon, the Virus Imperial, that really go about putting a level 3 on board to start your whole combo. And this card says, I can't put anything on the field that's 5k or lower. So, well, 6k or lower, or else it just dies. So I feel like we might see a resurgence in this card. You can see a bit of a pickup here, right there at the bottom there. Starting to see a bit of a pickup. So I feel like this card could see a comeback. It could see increases. Even with the reprint, it still has never really tracked below the $50 mark for the alt, and really below the $40 mark for the other ones. So, I mean, this card stayed pretty consistent at $45, $50 the whole time. And then this card, too, the regular art hasn't really changed. So it's really still not as accessible of a card as they'd like to admit. So if you start seeing more decks play this to combat those like low-level combo starts, it's good against a ton of decks. It's good against, It's good against Galaxy. It's good against Imperial. There's just so many decks it's good against. So I can see a resurgence for that. Another card that's making the rounds is Analog Youth. Analog Youth is used in so many things now. And I was hoping we would start to see the what's funny here, it says Analog Youth limited card pack convergence, world convergence. So it looks like it might be part of a pack that we don't know about yet. We haven't had the points list for BT21. So I think that'll bring that down. I'm wondering if that's what the art of that is. Maybe it's, or maybe they're going to release it in the same art from that event pack. That'd be hilarious. Before the event pack really even takes off, they're just going to destroy the price on that card. That's the thing. I'm hoping to see the event pack cards go up soon, so we can look at pricing on that and the participation cards. So that would be really cool. And then we got that's expensive. It's so old. Like the set, like BT5, BT6 was when they released the first EX set. So after the first year of English Digimon, they released the EX set. So it's old. Years and years old. This is one of the first booster boxes I picked up at release. And then, of course, you got the Gold Championship one and the regular. The regular is still good. Like, people they'll go in through their stuff, go through boxes of EX1 and just sell all the ones that they get and make mad profit on it. It's always been a good card. And I want to see what the prices look like when we get the special event pack one, and maybe when we get this one too, if it's a different art of it. Will these prices start to come down finally on this card, because it's just so good. We have a few more things here. We have Rapidmon X with a reprint looming for Rapidmon X for Billion Bullet. I didn't think it would change prices right away, just because that set's not coming out until it's going to be like October before we see Billion Bullet. But it's definitely this one has come down. It's been down for a while here. It did have a bit of a resurgence here. Maybe that's due to I don't know if there's any support that I saw. Maybe it was due to the Terriermon and Rapidmon stuff that we got in BT19. That'd be kind of my guess based on the timeline here, but it's starting to wane again. So I definitely think the Rapidmon reprint will be good for this because I think it'll bring it down even more, make this card more affordable. But this isn't even a bad card anymore, as $50 for a secret is not awful in this game, especially an alt secret. I mean, if we look at the regular art's 32, so it's even more accessible, so that's kind of nice. But then we look at this guy just climbing the ladder again, over $100, almost over 120. Yeah, this card's back up there. And this is one that's funny because Blinding Ray got a hit, but I know we're getting other support coming in this set that's going to be good for the Magnum Online. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, what? This is interesting. And I mean, again, we'll look at the comparison with the regular art. X. $65. I mean, we'll see if that says that really changed. It's gone up too. 65 isn't as bad, especially because this is like double the cost now. Still $1,000 for the low pull rate. It's an expensive card, and Magnumon X-Antibody is probably still going to be good into the next format. So we'll see. We'll see how those price increases changes. I wonder if we're going to get Magnumon Ace soon. Be interesting. Ace into Magnumon, and then Digivolve into Magnumon 8X. That would be pretty funny. But it'd be a level. Oh gosh, it'd be a level 4 Ace. That would be awful. I'm waiting for the day they do level 4 Aces, and it's gonna make me cry. But like that's what we got for today, guys. Like I said, not much is changing. You do have your hype for BT21, your changes to certain cards because of the ban list, and changes to other ones as those decks become more prevalent, like Virus Imperial, like Royal Knights. But as always, we're going to try and bring you the best prices and the best information that we can every time we do a market analysis, and we hope you guys enjoy as always. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.